welcome to Losing Weight with Elizabeth. Today is one of my favorite meetings because everybody talks and everybody has a favorite. What we're talking about today are healthy foods. What are some of the healthy foods to eat? And when you get to talk, well, you know, we all love food here. So when you get to talk about food, it's the most fun, isn't it? I mean, because when we have to talk about exercise, everybody's like, oh, or planning and preparing, or, you know, all of the tracking, that's a really bad one. And so, you know, we try to make it as lighthearted as possible, but when we get to talk about food, it's always a good thing. So let's start with lemon. You know, lemon is really, really good for you. And I have been putting, you know, water in a pitcher and putting lemon in it, and I got some bad oranges. You know, they were really, really sour. You could not eat them. I don't know what kind of oranges they were, but they were terrible. So, but I put them in the water, and then some lime or mangoes or, you know, whatever fruit that you like. And then it sits in it, and it steeps it, and then you have it all week. And the best part is I never finish a glass before I go to bed, and I always put that glass by my bed, and it's the first thing I drink, first thing in the morning, to do all the good things that lemon does. You know, because it helps with your digestion, it balances your pH level, it boosts. Listen, I'll tell you this story. I'm positive now that I broadcast it, it'll be wrong. But my husband had a cold all last year because he works with little kids. So, you know, you're sick. If you're a teacher, you're sick almost all the time. It's unbelievable. I'm assuming nurses are in the same boat, but mostly teachers. All my teachers are always sick. So he had a cold all last year. I never got a cold. Oh, bad girl to say it, I'm sure. But I never got a cold. And so this year, I'm really taking all the precautions, which is probably a mistake. And I will tell you this, he works with first and third graders, and he's a special ed teacher, and I told him, I said, you know what you should do? You should wear a mask. And he goes, really? You think that's gonna work with the kids? No, no, of course not. But I mean, you know, he's Purelled up and sprayed off and washed out, and, you know, I mean, he's doing everything he can, but you can't help it. They're little kids. You know, they touch everything, what can you do? But if he would drink this lemon water, maybe that would help. But you know, it's rich in vitamin A and vitamin C, all that citrus is. So it's very good for you. Why wouldn't you do this? I can't even imagine a reason why you wouldn't do this. Except for?
You don't have lemons.
You don't have lemons. Well, that you can get. 2 for $1. You know, but I mean, you do that, or get the, you know, pure lemon in the bottle. You know, that's just lemon. Don't, if it says anything else on it, don't buy it. Lemon doesn't need anything else. You're not buying it for that reason. So, but lemon is one of the really best things you could have on every list. I mean, this isn't just one list. I looked at a lot of lists, and I figured out, and I took the 2 I thought that I saw the most. So that was pretty good. How about broccoli? Now, my favorite would be lemon on broccoli with a little Parmesan cheese and a little bit of olive oil, because you know that olive oil, you need a little oil in your diet. More and more we're hearing about having oil. The sugar industry, you know, did a number on us in 1976. That's when they started putting sugar in everything. Everything has sugar.
And the corn syrup.
Oh yeah, you don't even know the name, Sandy. Corn syrup is the one they used, and then all of a sudden, right? They stopped saying corn syrup because all of a sudden we all knew that corn syrup was sugar.
Yeah.
Like we didn't know that before, but you know, a lot of people didn't know that before, and now it's another name and another name and another name, and next thing they'll be using foreign language words that mean sugar.
Yeah.
You know, they'll just trick you any way they can. And you know, when you think about our food industry, and we've talked about this before, look at all the allergies kids have, and you know, the teachers have to have EpiPens, or nurses do anyway, and you know, kids can't be in schools with peanut butter in them, and you know, I mean, all that is all due to our poor, you know, food industry, very poor food industry. But at any rate, lemon on broccoli is delicious. And a little olive oil, a little garlic if you like it, which of course is on the list. See, one of the things I like about this list is you could actually make a meal of all these things. Every single one of them. You could use lemon on the salmon, lemon on your greens. You know, I mean, you can, instead of say vinegar, you could use lemon. Have you ever tried that? Very tasty. Utterly tasty. So with broccoli, it's really good for your skin. Ooh. And I eat a lot of broccoli for that reason. You know how I like it the other way that's really good is I bake it with eggs. You know, like a quiche.
Oh.
And put a little Parmesan cheese on the top. I like a little hot pepper, but you don't have to have that. But you know, hot pepper is kind of good for you because it speeds up your metabolism. Because you ever notice when you have hot stuff, you sweat?
Yeah.
Well, it's part of the deal. It's not on any of the lists, hot pepper, but it's just my theory. But do you think that would sound good?
Yeah, that's probably one way. I don't like steamed broccoli.
No.
I like it like in a quiche.
Yeah.
Or I like it raw.
Yes.
I don't like it. I just don't like steamed cooked broccoli. Like spinach
What's that mean?
too.
You're just
she's
saying,
with-
yeah, that's
she's with
good?
me.
No, I'm with her. We're saying we like it steamed with Parmesan
Oh.
cheese.
Oh yeah, I love that.
That Parmesan
I don't
is
like it.
better than butter.
Yeah, you should find the best Parmesan you can, and you should grate it. You really should, because a lot of it is just like almost plastic. You know. So yeah, that's the phone. That's really that's unpleasant. We have a timer going, and I forgot to turn off my phone. I forgot to turn off my phone. So yeah, just there you go. It's so funny. So it's good for your skin. It has vitamin C. It's got a lot of fiber. It's good for your bones. And one of the best things, it curbs overeating.
Wow.
What
I
was
am
that?
eating
Curb
broccoli every
broccoli
day.
does?
What?
Wow.
Broccoli curbs overeating?
Yes. And did I now you guys weren't here last week, but I want to reiterate this. I saw a commercial on television for an anti-anxiety drug, and it said, make sure your doctor monitors your weight. May cause weight loss. Did you
Terrible.
hear that
No,
one?
but everyone will want it.
Right, exactly. I bet the phones were ringing off the hook saying, I really don't want these Valiums anymore. I need this new drug that
Yeah.
helps with weight loss. Or they won't
Did
say
you try
that.
it yet?
No, yeah, I know.
I was on one that made me gain and keep weight on.
Oh, there are some that do that too. But I know exactly what will happen. That's what, if women were actually listening, not men, they aren't
Yeah, I
doing
think
that.
it's
If men were listening, if women were listening to that, they would go, weight loss.
Yeah.
It would perk their ears right up. And you know, most of it's just kind of like, if you have to take something, I understand. But most of it is just so bad for you. It's so much better to exercise. It really is, to get your head. I know. You know, when people are going, no, not really.
I'm doing
Listen,
yoga tonight.
if you only, well, that's a wonderful thing. If you only knew how hard it was for me to get to go. I spent.
Oh, I believe it.
Oh,
I've been trying to get myself to go for 30 years.
yeah.
Me too. Longer than that.
And I've invited you to go with
Yes.
me. Yeah, well, maybe now that you're going to Paris.
I may have to do
La
that.
la. You want to go and be a la la. She's going to Paris. It's very exciting. Okay, here I love this one, dark chocolate. It's on
Yum.
every single list.
Yum.
But the problem with dark chocolate is, first of all, you can't eat the whole bar.
You have to have just
A
a
little tiny bit.
bite, just a bite.
Yeah, just a
No
bite.
fun.
Huh?
No fun.
No, because you know what I think? You need You need the bar. I'm sorry. You
Do
need
the whole thing.
Yeah, and then there would be caffeine, and I would never sleep
Have
for
it
5
with
minutes.
walnuts, and it's really healthy.
Walnuts are on the list, darling. It's right
Look
here.
at that.
But dark chocolate has antioxidants, potassium, and it improves your mood. Really? Who didn't know that? Chocolate improves your mood? It's ridiculously stupid. I love that they tell us that. All right, potatoes. You know, white potatoes get a bad rap, and they're really good for you. But you know, we've ruined potatoes. You know, you go to a country fair, what do they put on it?
Everything.
Everything, yes, right.
Broccoli.
Yeah, broccoli. Yeah, broccoli that has been,
Deep fried
yeah,
broccoli.
more than likely. Well, they deep fry butter, so,
Yeah, I don't know.
you
how.
know, they,
Why would you wreck butter like that?
White, well, you know what, it really is, it just turns into, what it really is just fried dough with butter in the middle.
Yeah.
It's really, it's a buttered roll.
Yeah.
But, you know, we're so fooled by stuff that, you know, we'll believe anything. But, you know, they ruin it, they put bacon and sour cream and tons of butter and
Lots of cheese.
cheese, you know, and they use that like government cheese, like Velveeta.
yeah.
They
Yeah.
just pour, and then you just get this whole glop of stuff, which is about probably 1,200 calories.
Oh,
I know, what you really need for a day of when you're trying to lose weight.
But
It-
potato with Parmesan is quite good.
Oh, so good. And you know what? Home fries. You can make home fries with, you know, that aren't fattening in the oven. Use some of that Old Bay. It's delicious. And of course, sweet potatoes, very
Yeah.
good. And red potatoes, very good. They're good for your nervous system because they have all that vitamin B and, you know, and of course C, and they're fat-free in the good way, not fat-free with added sugar, but fat-free with nothing added. You know, if you stay around the periphery of the store, you're doing pretty well. But the minute you go in the middle, that's when you start to get into trouble with things.
Where the chips are.
Yes, where the chips,
The chips and the cookies and the cereals and
the chips across from the toilet paper.
yeah.
And,
Yeah.
yeah, right?
Yeah.
Salmon, very good
Yeah.
for you. Omega-3, fatty acids, good fats, vitamin D. If you live above Virginia, you need vitamin D. Haven't every time you've gone for blood tests, they say you need vitamin D?
Yeah, I take it twice a day.
I take it all the time. Yeah, you have to take it. You just have to take it. Walnuts, very good for you. Of course, you know, when you have to be cautious because a quarter cup is like 110 calories.
Yeah.
So like you go and think you're having a nice little salad at a restaurant and it has walnuts and craisins and, you know, not like that salad you had the other day, which had grilled grapes, grilled oranges. So they weren't, you know, it looked like a little, more like a little tangelo or a tangerine, but grilled and, you know, that would be good. But craisins are, you know, they have to put sugar, you know, they're not naturally sweet. You know,
because it's cranberry. And
it's
cranberries
cranberries
are bitter.
like this. You're like this. If they didn't put sugar on it, you'd be saying, no, I don't want any of those on my salad. Absolutely not.
Holy cranberries.
Hold the cranberries. But you know, like a lot of people think if they get a salad, it's going to be good for you. But it truly sometimes is not. You know, because they'll put so many nuts. So a quarter cup of nuts is over 100 calories. Now here you have your nice little salad, and now you start adding this stuff. Before you know it, that Thai salad at one of the fast food restaurants is like 1,200 calories. Thai salad, which you would think, how could it be so fattening? I don't know how we're not rolling in this. How about avocados? Oh, they're so good. I love them so much. They're 234 calories for a cup. But I don't think you get quite a cup when you eat. I get the smallest ones I can find. Because, you know, once you open it, I don't care who you are, you can't keep it. You have to eat it. So now we were talking today, you put a little Italian dressing in the center. I like chipotle sauce, which is no calories. Very delicious. And they're you know, vitamin E, good for your mood, good for digestion, anti-inflammatory. I can't believe all the good things it is. Bad for the environment, but good for you. Garlic. Oh, well, you know, garlic is one of those really good ones. You can't really go wrong with it, except for, you know, you'll keep the vampires and everyone else away from you. I cannot hardly eat garlic, but, you know, I guess if your partner's eating garlic, it's okay, or you live alone, then you're fine. But my sister-in-law eats roasted garlic like this, just picks it up and eats it. It's
Yeah.
like, doesn't even think twice about it.
I know people who do that.
Yeah, it's really good for you.
But they don't get sick, right? Do
I
they
don't-
get colds?
I don't know, but it's really,
It's really healthy.
it's
Yeah.
really, really good for you. It's
It
just
can
that,
help
you
to
know.
live longer, supposedly. It's like, you know, people who consume a lot of garlic can live longer
Yeah.
for some
No,
reason.
alone, but not.
They're lonely, but they live long.
Alone.
Seems like it's
Well, you know, garlic is one of those things that I know that if you eat too much of it, you're going to smell all the next day. There's no way around it. You will. But if somebody like me who exercises a lot, maybe I would sweat it off at the gym and then come home and shower and all the garlic would be gone. But
But meanwhile, at the gym,
yeah, well, I'm usually by myself at the gym, so it's not such a horrible thing, and I'm not usually right up in somebody's business. But now that you're going to be at the gym with me, there you go.
uh-oh.
Yeah, well, you know,
Gotta go to Paris.
got to go to
you know,
Paris.
get
Got
straight to Paris.
to be. You know what you have to be ready for? The walking.
I
You want to
think
be
I say the
strong.
same
Yeah.
thing,
I'll
yeah.
get you there for that. Okay, beans, very good for you, high in protein, but they're so filling.
What kind of beans?
All beans.
Oh.
But we know the garbanzo beans are 40 calories a tablespoon. So when you get them on your salad, they don't put just a tablespoon. So even if they put 2 tablespoons, that adds 80 calories to your good salad. I don't know how, beans have got to be the major source of protein in your meal. They can't be, they can't be like something you'd throw carrots on a salad. They cannot be like that unless the salad is the only thing you're eating. That's just if you're trying to lose weight, if that isn't your issue, then go right ahead. How about all greens, except for, like iceberg lettuce.
Yeah,
It's really
nothing-
just,
nothing in that.
there's nothing there at all. But, it's really good. It's beta-carotene, vitamin C, calcium, iron, vitamin A. You can't have better things than these. How about sweet potatoes? Very good. Love those. With you, I'm
Sweet
making.
potatoes are a favorite of mine.
Uh-huh.
And I just read, I don't know if you've tried it, but on the internet the other day, they said you slice it lengthwise and put it in the toaster. And you just keep toasting it until it's soft. And you can and then you can, and once you have this thick slice of sweet potato toasted, you can put anything on it. You can put your peanut butter on it, you can put ham on it, you can put anything on it to make a sandwich.
That sounds. You know what I bet would be good on that? Tuna.
Yes, you can put anything
Because
on
fish
it.
goes good with sweet potatoes. I don't know. I saw that too.
I haven't done it yet.
I
but
haven't done
want-
it either.
But
I feel
want
like
to.
I feel like I'm going to have to put the toaster down several times to make it soft.
But if it's thin enough, it probably wouldn't be. I don't know. I have to try it.
Try it and see what you think. And the other thing that got me about that was I kept thinking, I have 10 fingers now. I'd like to keep 10 fingers because when you're trying to slice sweet potatoes, right? If I had one of those things like a meat slicer or something like that, or they would slice it up front for me, I would love that. But I'm always afraid of,
But I wonder if you could use your Vegetti and do the spiral.
I don't know why you couldn't do
That
it,
would
but
be kind of delicious too.
that would be very delicious.
Yeah.
It doesn't make a sandwich, but it would be
No.
great.
Yeah.
And then, that way you could almost make that, you can make a lot of things with that. With just a spiralizer. Is that what you're trying, is that what
Yeah.
it's called?
Yep.
Yeah. It's
Cook it if you spiral.
Well, you would saute it in
Oh,
something.
okay.
That's what I do. Yeah, I saute the zucchini
Yeah,
a little bit, not very much.
No, because you're trying to keep it like pasta.
right.
Right.
So, you know, and I bought a spaghetti squash this week. So I got everything to make spaghetti squash, you know, like with sauce and a little ragout, not much, and some Parmesan cheese, a little olive oil. Oh, I'm making myself, just talking about food makes me hungry. Mangoes, very good for you, excellently delicious. Unsweetened Greek yogurt, very good for you. I only like Chobani unsweetened yogurt. And you know, you could put fruit in that. I notice there's not a lot of fruit on these lists, but watermelon's on this list. Very good for you. So watermelon and butternut squash. Roasted butternut squash, delicious.
That's something I have to try again. It's been a long time since
Cinnamon.
I tried it.
Put cinnamon on it. And you know, and I know that, you know how I always say it's 80-20. 80% you're eating really healthy, 20% you're not. When it's really almost done and hot and they're soft, put a little of the diabetic syrup on it and stir it up.
I have some.
Oh,
of that,
so
the
good.
Sugar-free syrup, yeah.
You know what it is that when you go out to eat, like we went out to eat the other day for lunch, and I got split pea soup, which, you know, is really one of my favorite things in the world. It had so much salt in it. You cannot imagine how much salt. I couldn't eat it, and I like salt. It was so salty.
Too salty.
Lots of people use way too much salt in their cooking. I don't use any salt in my cooking. Whatever salt you want to put on your food, you should do it. But you should not cook with salt. That is never a good plan. But now let's just say a couple of the really artery clogging things that are just ridiculous. You know the like chicken pot pie, right? Do you know that you know, they're not that big, and they're 1,200 calories. And I know they're delicious because they really are, but they're 1,200 calories, and they're not good calories. You know, if you get 5 peas and 5 fake carrots, they're not really, I bet they're not even carrots. When the carrot cake doesn't have real carrots in it, you think these things they have nothing real in them at all. I can't even talk to you about the cheeseburgers because the cheeseburgers are 900 calories at so many places.
Wow.
I don't really want to say the name of the place, but so many places. And then the chicken noodle soup is just liquid salt. You know what I was wondering? How could you get that much salt into a half a cup, like 800 milligrams of? Yeah, it's so much salt that you're stunned by it. I would be willing to bet now, because I, you know, tried to not have as much salt, that if I had a canned soup, I would think it was salty.
Yeah.
Although that soup the other day was very, very salty. And then I tried another one they had. I just asked them for a little taste of the other one. Same thing, very salty. I don't know how anyone ate that. I really don't, and I like salt. Okay. Burritos. Like if you get a burrito out, it's 1,200 calories. One burrito, I could make it at home so much less. You know, and be delicious. You really have to think about this. You can't even go to the Cheesecake Factory. You really can't. I mean, I wish I didn't have to say that, but I don't know how you can. If you can control yourself, I know they have some healthy stuff, but it's your cheesecake. There's really the only really good reason
They have one made with Splenda,
do
a
you
plain cheesecake.
do
with
you like
Splenda.
it?
I do.
Really?
I do, and I've gotten away from Splenda, but if my husband got a cheesecake that I would like without all the sugary crap on it that I don't like, then, you know, I would probably just have a couple bites of just a regular cheesecake. But I got the sugar-free Splenda one, and it took me 3 nights to eat it. One
Oh
slice.
wow! See,
I didn't
that's
eat it all at
different,
once.
though. You know, see, you're using really good control. That's very good because we know the first bite is what cleans out your whole mouth getting ready for the second bite. You know that's true. The second bite is the actual dinner. The first bite is the appetizer.
Yeah.
And the third bite is the dessert. And now you put it away. I couldn't have cheesecake. I can't. I cannot stop. And then there's mac and cheese.
I had that last night.
I had a bite of it last week. It
I
was
had
so
some last night.
greasy.
It's at a fast food place and it's 2,000 calories.
Yeah, I didn't look at the label of the one I got. It was a freshly prepared one, like a national brand in the supermarket. You microwave it.
You didn't look at the label. Why?
Because I was going to eat it anyway.
Yeah, because you did it. Yeah, exactly. See, it's okay that you're always an honest girl, but see, that's the thing that you have to think. You don't look at the labels because you just really don't want to know.
No,
I wanted mac and cheese and that, but see, I would have spread. If I wanted mac and cheese, I would have spread it out with broccoli.
Yeah, no.
You know, I would have made the
No.
broccoli.
Nah.
The broccoli would have been a secondary.
No,
Would
no.
be the
That was
major
my meal,
part of
the
it.
mac and cheese.
Mac
I
and cheese.
Split it with my daughter, and that was that.
And then they have the tour of Italy at one of the restaurants. You know, it has lasagna and chicken parmesan and fettuccine alfredo, and it's 1,500 calories.
That's it.
It's
I was thinking the same
unbelievable.
thing with
Surprise.
the fettuccine alfredo in there.
But how big is the plate?
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, I would never eat it all anyway, but still. Okay, so really, this week, let's try to stick with some of the things that you can see right behind me. The lemon, the broccoli, the potatoes, the salmon or good fish, walnuts, avocados, garlic, and you know, beans and greens. These are all really good for you. So, and they don't come with a label, by the way, because you don't need one. So have a healthy week, and I will see you next week. Bye.
Bye.
I love to when we get the opportunity to have a little healthy food talk.
That was good.
I love broccoli. I could live on it.
I love-
And butternut squash.
and
How about
Brussels
spinach?
sprouts,
I could live on spinach. for the rest
spinach
of my life.
with lemon.